Hi everyone. So I wasn't planning on showing the binding bit of this journal, but I'm kind of thinking I will show this because I've had to do this in a slightly different way, because I ended up with some signatures with some quite different sized pages. And so I was a bit worried that if I just use the 3-hole binding system, I wouldn't get all of the pieces in the right orders and bits would be loose, and I just felt like it wasn't going to be very secure. So I decided to do a 5-hole pamphlet stitch, and that is kind of where I am at the moment. And I thought that I would show you how I'm doing that, because it's a bit different to what I've done in the past. So first thing I did was make a template of where the holes are in the spine. As you can see, it's a little bit wonky, but that's okay. Don't mind a little bit of wonkiness. Just because, you know, it's a Halloween journal, it's okay to be wonky. So then what I did was I took the template and made sure that I put the holes actually onto the, right, let me do this bit by bit. So first thing I did was clamp these things together so they can't move around, because actually we don't want movers happening. Just want to keep them where we are. So we've got this fold. I've done it as hard as I can without using a bone folder just yet. So just want to get these holes in the right place. And then what we want to do is want to get the holes actually right bang on the fold. Okay, so with a 5-hole pamphlet stitch, it's gonna hold it in place throughout. So you'll have one hole here where it's just going through the top of maybe a couple of the pages. These 3 will definitely hold everything, and so will this one. So we've got a bit of a that's it. We've got that right into the fold, so that's that. And then I've got my big bite chomper. So then I can just put in the chomper and chomp the holes. The good thing with the big bite is that it goes right in to the holes. So we just want to make sure that they were right on that fold so that we've got it all lined up. Then we just line it up and chomp. And we just line it up and chomp. We line it up and chomp. I've never done it using a template before, because with the 3 holes you kind of don't really need it, but with the 5 holes I definitely felt like I needed it. So I can take the template off now and I can keep that. And we've got, I don't know if you can actually see, the holes are in the thingy. So that's fine, we've got our holes now. So now what I need to do is to just get some thread. I use embroidery silks only because I got a job lot of them in loads of different colours for really cheap off of Amazon. We need to do 1, 2, 3 and a little bit. So the reason I chose to do this in orange as a Halloween, but also we're working with black. So this is the cover. We're working with black for this, and it's very hard to see the holes anyway. So I thought if I can just have the thread in a really bright colour, it might help to be able to see exactly what we're doing. So I've already put 2 of the signatures in. I didn't think you'd want to see all of it being done, because I have done these before. So if you have a look on my playlists, you'll see that there's special videos there of how I did this, do these mini ones from scratch, and it shows exactly how I do the 3-hole pamphlet stitch. That can't be right because that is not enough. Okay, so that's obviously wrong. Right, bear with. Let me just pull out. So we need it to be 1 times, 2 times, 3 times, and a bit. So I just don't feel like I'd cut that properly the last time. But we can use that orange thing for something else. It's fine. It's fine. We can do that. Right, so there we go. We've threaded up. Maybe it was enough. I don't know. It just feels like it wasn't. So first thing we want to do is pick the middle hole. Now, the middle hole for me is never in the middle because the way I do it is I have the middle a little bit higher up because that tells me which the top is going to be. So then we want to go, so that we've got that hanging there. We want to go in through hole number 2. Sorry, we don't want to do that at all. We want to, I'm confusing myself now. So there we go. We want to be putting this into the middle hole of the cover. So the middle hole of the cover is here. So we're going to try and bind this in. What I've done is I've put some there we go. It's just a little bit fiddly because I've got these clips holding this out of the way, because I think otherwise you just end up with loads of stuff everywhere. You do end up with loads of stuff anyway. This is the most difficult one to put in, the last one. So we've gone through the back there. Then we want to come back through number 2 into hole number 2, which is there. Okay, so hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So that, we're going to keep that there. We're going to put that there. So we're in through number 2. It's a little bit wonky, but it does not matter. We're going out through the top. And if we've got them all lined up properly, we should be fine. That's that. Through the top. And then we're coming back in through number 2. We don't want to go through the actual piece of embroidery silk. So I want that out of the way. So that's that. In through there. Then we're going to go down through hole number 4. And through hole number 4 there. I actually thought it would be really, really hard to see this because we're doing in black. And black's quite difficult to see. But as it's turned out, it's not been too bad. I say that, it will probably be a really difficult one, this one. And then we've got through the bottom. Back through number 4. Pulling it nice and taut, but not too crazy tight. And then we're going to go back in through the middle. Back in through the middle. Back in through the middle. Middle. And back in through the middle. Gets harder because you're pulled quite tight against the spine, so it gets harder to see where you're going. So we'll go in that hole there and then through there, like that. So there we go. Now we just want to tighten it all up, and we want to make sure that we are either side of this the longest central one. So we're either side. Okay, just pull it taut, not crazy tight, but tight enough. Then we just want to check before we take all the things off that we're in the right places. So we've managed to get it more or less lined up. It's just that wonky one at the top. That's not too bad really. We've got it all lined up in there. We're either side. So we can now take our needle out and put our needle away. So we don't need to worry about the needles. That's that. And then we can tie it up. Go left over, right over left, and then left over right. And I usually just, when I'm first working on a journal, just do it 2 times, twice, just because then when I come to really finish it off, I can then do it a 3rd time and really give it a good pull tight so that it can't come undone. But I just leave it a little bit looser. So let's just take off all of the things and I can show you what we've got left with. So this is the Halloween journal. It will be covered in lace. I'll leave that on there for now because that's just telling me which is up, which is the top. Got the binding on the back, as I say, that'll be covered in lace. And we've then got all of our signatures in. They're different sizes, that's okay. Don't have to worry about them all being the same size. I just thought it'd be nice to have them kind of a bit higgledy-piggledy and have different sizes this time. So that's our first signature. My plan is to fold it in here and make a pocket. This is our second signature. This is our third signature. All our different pages. So we're all set now to start decorating our new little mini journal. So I'm going to fold that in now. I won't glue it straight away. I'll fold it in because it's going to annoy me because it's hanging out. And I'll also fold in this one because that's hanging out as well. So we'll just get those. I won't completely fold them down hard until we're sure exactly where we want them. But now they won't be hanging out at least. So now we've got a rather nice Halloween journal, mini style, all ready to be decorated. So we're off. We're off. So I hope you found that useful. I actually found that really good to do. I've never done 5-hole pamphlet stitch before. So I was a bit kind of like, oh gosh. I'll be honest, I had a panic because I was kind of thinking, oh no, I've trimmed some of these too short and they're not tall enough, so I might have to do it all again. But then I just kind of thought, no, I can use some of the shorter ones and some I can do some longer ones, and I can have them a bit higgledy-piggledy, rather than all exactly the same as they have been in other journals that I've done. So I then did some investigating into how to do the 5-hole pamphlet stitch. So I've learned something new doing this journal, and it was really fun. I thought it was going to be really hard. I thought it was going to be difficult. I thought doing it into the black would be hard because I couldn't really see very well. But with the template idea, all panned out perfectly. So thank you very much for watching. And if you've liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like this kind of thing, give me a follow. I'm doing a whole series on this journal and what I'm going to be doing with it. So there'll be more to come. If you'd like to watch that, please subscribe. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.